Welcome back to the latest and the greatest of the BlackManCan men's channel, the BMCMC. I'm your host, Frederick Harper, and we are going on the road today because, hey, sometimes you got to take that show on the road, and my game travels, y'all. But that being said, we out here on the FDR. I wanted to chop it up with y'all and talk to y'all about a topic kind of near and dear to my heart. It's going to be based on the following title: Put Some Respect on the Black Man's Name. And we're going to get into the details of that today. And I hope that this video will let y'all brothers know a couple of things that are going on in society that we need to work on as men. Now, the reason this was inspired was I was going through my news feed and I saw this video close to Mother's Day in which this mother's in the car rapping about how she takes care of her son, how the father was a rolling stone and he was a deadbeat and she's doing all the jobs and yada yada yada, and the son is just sitting there kind of co-signing and jamming with her. And at first I looked at it like, you know what, great, you know, the son is encouraging his mom. But then I was listening to the lyrics that she was saying, and I was like, wow, this is the kind of information she's putting into this young man's head. And I'm going to play the audio for you real quick, and then we're going to jump into it on the other side, and I'm going to talk about what problems I have with it and how we as black men need to be more responsible about where we lay our penises. Let's get into it. Start with the video.
Yeah, Papa was a player.
What?
Was a rolling stone.
Okay.
Player was your baby's father, left you all alone.
Ooh.
Teaching and providing, not a queen of your throne. Raise your son to be the man of your dreams. Gotta show him how to cook, how to clean, how to tie a shoe, how to treat a queen, and how to ride a bike too. How to bounce, how to bop, fix a chain when it pop. How to tie and how to shoot a jump shot. That's what I do for mom. Working around the clock. Everyday grind of a single parent mom. Up at 6 making breakfast school.
First thing is, it's always your fault. Okay? Brothers, you got to understand that whenever things like this happen, where a woman gets pregnant with a child, the onus is going to be on you. Okay? This is why I tell y'all to stop being so lustful and to control your penis. Because at the end of the day, when the woman gets pregnant, if she's not the woman you liked, you have no power now. Once the seed is planted, brother, you are no longer in control. And that woman will now set the narrative. Okay? You either have two situations. One, this is somebody that you care about, or two, this was a one-night stand. And brother, if it was a one-night stand or a jump off or something like that, you are on the hook for life. And these are the kind of scenarios where the woman is going to dog you to your child. Just like in that video, oh, daddy was a rolling stone. Your daddy ain't shit. You know how many times I've heard women say that to their children? That their father is trash, their father ain't shit because he didn't do X, Y, and Z. A lot of these men didn't ask for the child. But that's the problem. You have to be responsible enough, because when it hits the fan, brother, you are going to be on the hook. And nobody's going to have sympathy for you. The woman has every kind of control out there. She has all these different forms of birth control. And at the end of the day, she can abort the child and you have no say. And if you don't want the child, she can have the child and you have no say. So men, first and foremost, is it's your fault. There's an old line on The Godfather I can remember. It said, Michael, this was Marlon Brandon. He said, men cannot be careless. Women and children can be careless, but men cannot. Okay? So remember that, brothers. You cannot be careless with your penis and in life, and you are going to be held accountable more so than a woman. Secondly, she is in charge of who lives and who dies. Brother, if she wants a child and you do not want a child, she has the power to bring life forward. Okay? If you do want a child and she does not want a child, she has the power to end that life and go on a trip to Cancun. So, brother, I hear all this stuff about abortion and women's rights, but we've never had the choice to begin with. There's no law where it says, look, hey, as a man, I had sex with this woman, but I don't want this child. If she wants the child, give me some kind of form that says I won't be in the child's life. There's no situation like that. So there is no equality, brother. So you have to be very careful, because the woman is in charge of the most important factor, who lives and who dies. And you control that only to the amount of where you plant your seed. I keep telling y'all, man, you are the king. You are the spark of life. No lives are born without the spark of life. The woman brings life forward, brother, but you plant life. You are the seed, she is the soil. Remember that. Another thing, whenever the woman has the child, if she's not with the man, she controls the narrative. So basically the child is going to be fed all this information about the father. And when I hear these kind of things, it is detrimental to the child. You know why? Because the child is 50% of both of you. So if you sitting here saying your daddy ain't shit, you're basically telling this child that they are 50% trash. Okay? That is a problem. Okay, and it's something that we deal with in our community that needs to stop. There's no award for you being a one-night stand or a woman having a child that a man didn't want to have just because she wanted to have it. There's no award for that. And the man suffers and the child suffers in these scenarios. So like I said, brother, initially, make sure you choose wisely. Choose the woman that you would say, hey, this is somebody I could procreate with. This is somebody I could live and love. This is somebody who values me. If not, you are dealing with a life sentence of having to pay and having your name dragged through the mud and probably not giving much access to the child. So they're going to grow up with this narrative that you are this bad dude when a woman was just a one-night stand. The woman was a side chick. And brothers out there, there's so many brothers that know about this and live this life. And I feel for them. But you got to be more responsible as men. Another thing. Black males are, by CDC standards, by Pew Research standards, the most active fathers of any racial group in America. And yet we get the stereotype of being deadbeats. We get the stereotype as men that don't provide and care for their children, which is a bold-faced lie. So the statistics have, the memo is out, the data is in, okay? But yet we still have to deal with this narrative that we not being good men, we're not taking care of our children. And you know the reason why? Is because a lot of these children are coming from situations that were not built on anything. They were one-night stands, they were side chicks, and the woman decided to keep the baby. And because the man did not want to be with that woman in that way, she now is going to control how the baby sees things. And a woman cannot raise a boy into a man. She can take care of that boy. She can be loving to that boy, nurture that boy. And there's so much that a woman does. I mean, I love my mama. You love your mama. But to become a man, you need to be exposed to men. You need to be exposed to manhood. Okay? There is no one do-it-all person. All right? And it usually takes two people to have a productive human being in this world. You're lacking when you don't have a father or if you don't have a mother. But we got to stop with that. That was another area I wanted to talk about. Last point. Whenever the child does not have access to one parent, in this case the father, they are left with an imbalance. Okay? Each relationship they have is going to play a role in how they perceive the world. The mother has her place and position in teaching, and so does the father. The father teaches the child to be more logical, to push through difficult trials and tribulations, and to be strong and handle things without making excuses. The mother teaches the child to be nurturing and loving and caring and respectful and other things of that nature. And when you get this one-sided view, you get these kind of men that women talk about they hate, talk about they don't want to be with, talking about they're not the kind of man they're looking for. And what I say to these women is, you know what? For the last 40, 50 years, these are what you've been raising. This is the product you put out when you don't have a man in your life, or you don't pick a man that wants to be active in the child's life, or you just have a baby because you wanted a baby. So, brothers, we need to be more responsible. It ain't about the woman. It's about us. This is why I tell you all the time, I'm not here to dog black women. I'm here to lift black men. I'm here to let you know, brother, you are in charge of your life. And decisions you make will dramatically affect that life. So brothers, keep that in mind when you are in these one-night stands, these side chicks, these relationships where you're having unprotected sex. Because this is going to be how it looks. Just like that woman said in the audio. And you're going to have to deal with that for the rest of your life. I know many men who are dealing with this. And if they could turn back the hands of time and just have had a child with the woman they wanted to be with, whether it was a long-term relationship or their wife, they would have done it differently. So I'm here to tell y'all, make wiser decisions, because at the end of the day, the man has no excuses. You cannot be careless, okay? So brothers, thank you as always for watching the video. If you like the content, subscribe to the YouTube channel now, the BMCMC. We getting it cooking over there. And also the other platforms I had listed below. We're going to continue to grind. We're going to continue to give brothers the information they need so you can make the wisest choice for your life and not end up in some of the predicaments some brothers end up in. All right? So brothers, be strong, be safe, continue to take care of yourselves, and be cautious, not careless. Peace out, and remember, the black man can. And if you ain't know, you better ask somebody. Until then, brothers, peace.